Hello, everyone. So this is the first video of a series of RStudio data analytics best practices. So we were going to have a look at some interesting data set. And so we use some Tidy Tuesday as a first try, and then we might expand to different type of data sets. Okay, we are going to have a look at the data, adjust the data as needed, and make some visualization, and finally produce a summary. Okay, so let's get started. Share. On screen, so we have RStudio ready. We should have RStudio ready. So let's have a look at what's happening here. So this is the RStudio, and we are going to have a look at it a bit and then get started. This session will last about 45 minutes. And it, as I said, is the first of a series that will take place every day, Monday to Friday, at 6 p.m. Chat, so Central is time. So this is the RStudio IDE, and to get started, so we can like create a project. This is a best practice, so you have everything within one project, within one folder, and you can work on it and find it easily. We can start with a new directory, or in this case, or otherwise with a version control if we then want to save our work on a GitHub repository. But for now, we see just how we get started with a new project, and we say RStudio data analytics best practice. Okay, so I'm not going to create a Git repositories. We will see this on following within the following sessions. Let's create a project. So now I have located the project on a particular location, but RStudio doesn't mind about this, as we are now have nothing else inside this folder that we just created beside the .rproj file, which is the structure for the foundation for our project. So here I will get started like setting up a new folder and say script. So we can store our, like nodes, tries, and everything, such as R scripts in this folder, and this means that in this folder I'm going to store files such as this one here, .r. Okay, so these sessions are a bit of medium level use of R. So you might know something and you might don't know. So I might tell you something that you don't know, and I might keep repeating things that you already know. For now, I just write this and call it like 00 helper. Okay, and I have this R script, and here I can like comment and write things inside, such as this script file is for new for containing basics, functions, and packages. Okay, so containing. Okay, so we use this such as sort of notebook where we can start practicing. Then we will do something more on a different type of files. I clean this up. This is the console that it's useful because when you write a code in this .r files, the output will be on this side in the console. Just one more things before to get started with coding is if you click on this new file, you find the list of all options that you got to that you can do all the things that you can do with R, a different type of files. So you can do a Quarto document, which is a sort of R Markdown. So I suppose, so I give this such as that you know what are these two type of files are. But in case you don't know, we will go back into that later. And then we have Shiny apps. So we can make an app. And then we have different type of files. So we can even code in C++, in Python, SQL. So, and we can do many things. But for now, let's get started understanding what are the potentiality of R and what we can do with it. So first things, R comes with, you might want to have a look at this tutorial here. You have some such as many informations and things. But this is the environment, so it will contain all the, we produce some variables, and then will be stored here. So you might want to, so you can see all the variables that you have created, even data sets and everything, that will be stored in the environment, and which is this, the global environment. So then you can call up and remove them, add them, and so work with them. Here we have the history tab, so records all the things that we do. And then we have other tabs that for now, this connection and Git that we use later. Okay, so we don't need it now. While this other bit of they are pane. So this other bottom right side of the ID, the RStudio, basically there's tabs with files. And when we produce a visualization, it will appear here. If we use this .r, we want to the plots appear here. We have the packages installed already in your machine. And then the help tab, anything that you want to understand a bit better, it might come up in this, it will come up in this tab. Then we have the viewer tab, which is the output of such as Quarto or R Markdown. When you compile those type of file, that the output will be shown up here, as well as the presentation. So let's see. So R comes with some base packages, okay? But we use a syntax that comes from tidyverse, okay? Because it's sort of more, like fluish type of writing codes in R, and personally I found more, a little bit more easy to understand, I think, as a first practice. So if you don't have tidyverse installed, you might want to just install packages and then quotes, and you write the name of the package, and it will install it in your machine. Let's say that we got the library already. Okay, so we load the library, Control Enter, and now the library is on our machine. As you can see, we have some, this is a meta package, so it's a package that contains other packages. So we have all these packages in here. And then I load another library, which is this ID Tuesday R. Obviously, if as well as before, if you don't have that, you might need to, where is it? Install packages and then tidy Tuesday R, and it will install the package in your machine. So we load this package as well. So we have both packages, and this is all we need, because we have ggplot for making plots. We have other packages for wrangling, data and wrangling, and then we have the data in tidy Tuesday. Worth to mention that if you do data, if you use this data function just like this and you hit enter, you see that already we've got a certain number of data sets already available. Okay, so for example, it would be enough for us to pick up one and hit enter, and so you can see what type of data set is this, what type of information. So we can even use this type of packages. So this way, so we can see that each package that we loaded with tidy Tuesday in this case, like tidy, stringer, ggplot, they all come with some, they are provided with data sets. Okay. But for now, we like to use tidy Tuesdays. Okay, so if I once I loaded the package, if I double colon package, this lists all the function available, okay, inside, so provided by this package. So if I do like use tidy template, okay, I have this nice function. I don't know how to use it, okay? So something I can do is like question mark and the function with I can even add the package or not. If the package is loaded, you might don't need it. If it's not loaded, you might need it. So this use tidy template function, it's a function that call and open the tidy template. What is this? So we would see this nicely. This information that you find in the helper section, it's for you to understand how to use the function. So we have a name, and this is the name of your Tidy Tuesday analysis file. So we can like tab inside the function, we tab, and the available options appear. So we can name this file, and we say that, we call it 01 ID Tuesday best practice. Okay, and then we say what type of file is this, and we use a R Markdown, so we can see immediately other type of files. Okay, then we do a comma and then tab again, so we can see what other options are available. So I do open, and this open says, should the file be open after being created? And so we say yes, and this is most probably interactive, so already specified. So we might don't want to use it because we want this to be open. So this is already a default option. So we can even skip this this function. We do again tab and say ref date, and this one here, it's interesting because it's the date to use as a reference to determine which Tidy Tuesday to use for the template. So what we put inside is this. So we do quote and the so definitely 2023 and the month and the day. If we don't specify these things, it almost automatically opens up the latest available Tidy Tuesday. What are these Tidy Tuesday? I mentioned it a bit. Okay, so I said these are a collection of data sets. If we and you find them on GitHub, even if you know what is GitHub or not. So it is a repository on the internet, on a GitHub. It's called like github.com. So you go on this website. It contains repositories, okay, where you can store data sets or code, and it's a version saver, and so it's very useful. And so here are contained all the Tidy Tuesday. So let's say that we like to have the, we can even have a look at it. Okay, if we go to on the internet and type GitHub here, github.com. This is my account with all the repository, and so I have this Tidy Tuesday here. You can click. I click on this one here, and because then there is the link to the original repository. So on GitHub, you can then like create your own repository based on the structure of another one, which is already been made. And you do this by forking the repository. So this is the original repository, which come from R for data science, GitHub repository. So this is the this is R for data science, GitHub repository for Study Tuesday. So what I did is I forked this repository and then updated with my things. So Study Tuesday is a weekly data project in R. And basically what does is providing data sets and for you to practice, you see. Each week on Tuesday, there is a release of a data set with some informations. I left them behind since a certain point. So I like to have a look at some, like, for example, this one here, the tornadoes. And these are, if you click on this page, it provides more information on the type of data. And here you have like sort of articles and things related to this data. But so this, the data date that we wanted is here. So we copy that. We quickly have a quick look at this data information. So the tornadoes are from NOAA National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center. It is, there's weather map, graphics, and so all the things. They can install with the package and TT load, but we don't do that for now. Because we want to create an R Markdown file, so we use that, the other function. But here we have a little spec of what's inside. But let's go back to R. And so we like to use this date here and just click enter. Okay, so as you can see, it has created an R Markdown file, which is located inside our project. As you can see, this is the script that we were working on. And so we have a tidy template, and we now say tidy template for tornadoes. Okay. Just to, have a quick look at it. Because it's already time up, and time flies when you're learning. And so here is a template with some information about Study Tuesdays. We jump this for now. This is an R Markdown file. So just to have a little specification that there are chunk of codes, okay? Just as the same as here, this is an entire chunk of code, okay? Here you have little chunks of code, while the rest of the file, you can write on it freely without, if you comment, it will be like bolding the information that you comment, and so you can write normally as any text file, but you have chunks of code. To add a chunk of code, you might want to go here, click on it, and add R, and it produces the chunk of code. So then you can write a code here. So this is what the utility of the R Markdown, that when you finished with your chunks and your output and adding information, you click this button, Knit, and it will release a sort of HTML file, okay, so that you will appear here in the viewer, or you can like knit it into Word or into PDFs. Many things can be specified, but for now, let's have a look at this. So we already loaded these two packages. Inside this, here you can add some option that we will see later when we need it. Okay, so for now, we have a look at the data that we wanted. And so we use the TT load, which is already provided in the template. So we load the data, and as you can see, it's compiling tidytoos the information, and as different from the helper, so the script.r, you have the output inside the same file, and in this case, something appeared in the console, but not always happen when you do when you use the chunk of code. You have the output in your only in your file. So you see that it has downloaded one file, tornadoes.csv, but not so as a temporary file. Okay, so you have it in your environment, but you don't have the CSV file in your project. So, okay, but you can use the file. We can even have a look at this lens here. And so we have some information. It is a table with some rows and columns and everything. But we can see it better. If we go forward with the template, we can like use this tidyverse syntax with the pipe. That means do an operation. And we say, I want to see the head of this data set. Okay. And so, because it sometimes can be very large, so the head, it would be enough. And it releases like a sort of just a certain number of like 1 to 10, where is it? So a little part of the data set. And we can see that for now we have all the information and just the head. But anyway, let's go forward for now and see that we have some information that we can have a further glimpse of the data with this map and glimpse function. Okay, so we click this green arrow here, and so produces a glimpse of the data, so we can see which type of data we got inside this data set. So we have date, time. So the first one is we have the state. We have some other informations, many other informations. Okay. Let's go back here a minute. So this one variable, it's integer, tornado numbers. This is the tornado numbers. It is the ID, okay, not the number of tornadoes. So we have the years, the months, the date, and all these things. We have this postal abbreviation, the state, FIPS, the magnitude, and so many things. Okay. Going back here, we can do some wrangling things and then visualize, so we can use this these things for doing some code. So what we do is looking at our data. So we have a year, months, and day, and here the date. And we have the time, the location, time zone, date, time. We have the states, and then we have some interesting information. So we are talking about tornadoes, okay? So let's go back in here. What we do is maybe have a look at the months and the year and see then have the state FIPS. And I like to this magnitude, the number of injuries and the number of fatalities. Estimated property loss in dollars. So this is all nice, starting latitude and longitude, ending latitude and longitude, and then we have the length, the width. So many things can be done. Okay, so what do we do? First things is I like to have a look at the state and the year and the months, and then the magnitude. Okay, so length, width, where is it? Let's see this mag. The time zone, the state is the, okay, it must probably this one here. Okay, so what we do, we had the glimpse, we start wrangling, and we might want first thing to select the variable that we want. And so we said we want the year and the months. And then we want, just for having a look at the state and the magnitude. The state, and I don't know, we can even do like sort of TT and then dollar signs. So we have the tornadoes. That's something. So we call it tornadoes. Okay. And so we use this tornadoes. We can have a quick look. If we do like Alt, Command, and I, is split the chunk of code. So we can do add, and now it should work. In fact, we have just 6 rows and this information. I would like to see if this mag appears. Not. Okay, so I keep creating chunks and doing the dollar signs. And so have a look at all the available variables, and this is the mag. Okay, so if I do this and do summary, it should produce like a sort of the minimum and the maximum values for the magnitude, and we have some NAS. Okay, so we add these informations, and so this is our new data set that we work on. Okay, so as we have some NA, we don't want them for now, so we drop NA from all of them. Okay. we have a look at this, go back here and see dim to see the dimension. We have about 68,000 of observations. We comment this out inside the chunk of code, and then we can do this again with event drop now. See that this is slightly lower. And so this is our new data set, and we might want to see what is the magnitude. If we group it, let's look at this. If you do like how many years we do count, so we count sort of table function. So we count the year and so we see that we have a certain number of information since the 50s to 2022. So quite some information. If we do the months, so by months, so there are some months that have more happenings than the other months. So like May and June. This just to have a quick look. And then, and so here we have the state. So we can see that some states have more information than others. We can just start selecting some states. Okay, do like sort to, and so these are the states with the highest numbers. What we can do to select like the first 5 states. Okay, so from here with like slice, we can do slice max. Or we can just slice 1 to 5. Okay, so we have these 5 things. But now I want to just the states. So I select just the state, or maybe I do this state. And so I have just this state. Okay, so I call it this my states. Okay, so now use this, go back to this bit, put it again, and then filter the state in my state. That doesn't work. That doesn't work, okay, because this one here, it's if I want to see what is this? This is a class, okay. This is a data frame, table, data frame, table. To use this syntax, I needed this to be a character. Okay, so I need this one here to be unlisted. So that if I look at the class, this is a character. And so what I can do is name it, create unlisted. Okay, I can do this or I can pipe this function in here, which is, I think, is the best option to do that. And so now I have a character, and if I do this, now it works, and I still have lots of information. Here I have done some magnitude and some years, so I can group by year, for example, and by date. It's by states. Let's see if I group by state, and then if I group by state and year, and then I reframe my data set with the months will be cancelled out, not considered anymore. This will be just my average magnitude. Okay, the mean mag. If I do this, now I have for each state and each year the average magnitude. Okay, so I have 5 states. This is a nice, let's say my tornadoes states. Okay, and I want to have it here just to have an idea of what's happening. And now we can visualize it. Okay, so we take this and we do a visualization, okay, with ggplot. We use the aesthetic. So here we set the variables that will be appearing in the plot. So in the x-axis, we use the time. In the y-axis, we use the average mag. And then let's have a look at this, and then we modify it, okay? I usually do this geom point, and just to have a quick look at what's happening in here, which is not a good option because the data set is very, so it's like consistent, but you know, as we filter it by 5 states, even if we use the entire time frame, so we can see something. Okay, we can even do like a geom smooth. This geom smooth is nice. It's a great function. Just to have a quick look at it. So if you do this, you have all the information that you want. And you can see that this is like producing conditional means, the sort of grabbing the patterns of this data and producing a line, okay, which is a sort of, it's a model line. So if we do that without specifying any information inside, it releases the most suitable model line that we can that reassumes the information inside here. What if I want to use the states? Okay, so I group by state and then color by state. We have 5 states. Now we can see what's to this shadow grayish line, which are the confidence intervals of our model lines, for now are not needed. So I do say false. Okay, so we can see that each state has a sort of trend, okay, within the years, which is a nice information. Then we can customize this plot nicely with some like doing a shape equals 21 and the stroke equal to 0.5. Adding a fill, and then I show you why. And then the color, we put it on a specific, like dark things or just gray. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is not working because this shouldn't go inside the aesthetic if it's not a variable. So this is a gray color. It is not a variable from the data set. So it uses another color. So now we can see that this is nice, but the model lines change the color. So we need to specify the color here inside the aesthetic and say that the color in the geos mode need to be a state. Okay, so now we can see this nice, and then change. I use this package, GG themes, which provides some themes, and I like this 538. So we have a nice visualization. We add some titles, like title, say tornadoes, tornadoes in 5 US countries from 1950, something like that. Okay, so here we have the years, and here we have the magnitude. Okay, so we add this to, like in the x-axis, we have here, it's time variable. And in the y-axis, we have the magnitude. Okay, so look at this. We're nearly done. Okay, so we can add a little caption. And we say data source. Data source, we go back. I don't have many time left. So weather service prediction center. Okay. Like that. And so this is the plot. And then what we do is that we save it to my tornado. Okay, so we go back here. We have this PNG file, which is not it is nice, so we can customize it. Maybe we do another time. So we ended all we wanted to do here. What's happened is that we click this button now, knit it, and it's might want to have a look at that. It's there is something that doesn't like it. And so here we should customize those things, but undo this. There is a Wrangling and Wrangling too. Okay, so the chunk names are unique, but it tells you. So this is when you name it. Otherwise, it says chunks, number, thought, unnamed chunk. It takes a bit. There might be some errors somehow, but we can visualize that it loaded already 90% of the work that we done. We have some other informations, and now in the viewer we have our summary. This is what we did it. So we might want to customize this a bit. And so we have all this information here and our plot. So if we want to see, we can click this button and it opens it up as a web HTML web page. Okay, so it's all done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.